It is a warm and wet day in Alabama, and we finally have the coop done. There's a couple finishing touches that needed to be added on, but nothing major. Right now it is set up where it could hold a bird, and David has done an amazing job with it, so I figured that I would do a little tour. So here is the front. We have a man door that he built. That was a lot of fun and full of a lot of swearing. It has a little lock on it so that we can keep it secure, and a little pull tab. We have sand on the bottom floor. I know some people have issues with playground sand. Personally, my family has used playground sand for a long time with chickens. No problems with them eating it. We do have a grit container in there to help prevent them from choosing to eat the sand instead. We've never had an issue with it. Everyone has their own opinions on using sand, on using coarser sand. So if you have a problem with it, I'm sorry. This is what we're doing. So we have kickboards along the bottom to help keep the sand in when the wind blows, and it is Trex because Lowe's had it on sale for $5 a board. So we cleared them out on that, and the kickboard should last a very long time. We got this roll of metal. It was 150 feet by 4 feet. It's a thinner gauge, but it's still, we've walked on it. We have it on the floor in there to prevent any animals from digging under and in, connected to the kickboards. And then up here, it is also stuck together with zip ties at the top so that we don't have any birds hopefully getting their feet stuck in there. There is a little bit of gapping in some areas, but for the most part, that should keep any birds from getting stuck. We have a half wall here on the outside to help create a windbreak. For the most part, the wind comes from the west, which is blocked by the building. However, sometimes we get some storms coming out of the Appalachians up that way, and it hits the house and the coop at a southeasterly direction. So blowing to the southwest. So this wall, with the angle it hits, helps protect their roost and their boxes from the wind. And then here on the back side, we have a cute little decorative roof to help keep the door here from getting wet in the rain. And that is their hatch to get out the back. So we have a double locking mechanism. We have the hook, and then we also have the slide lock on the side. And yeah, this cute little roof to help prevent that, because it is just wood. It will rot eventually. It will need to be replaced, but for now, this does a good job. We are going to put in a fence right there, just out of chicken wire, to help keep them locked in this area. And then there, they have a covered area back here. We are going to put a gate right there to try to keep them from going up front to my porch, because my husband was like, oh, it's not a big deal. We'll just let them run around wherever. It's fine. It's like, no, I don't want them pooping all over my porch and my tables and my furniture out there. Not acceptable. So we're going to make a gate there. And then their roost is going to go, or sorry, not roost, their yard's going to go from the corner of the house to over there. So they will have all of this area and around the side of the coop to run and forage. We're going to eventually get to planting some chicken-friendly plants back here, some more coverage. They have coverage from this tree during the summer when it's nice and green and full of leaves. They can jump up in that. They can have shade. They have shade from this roof. But we will be planting more stuff back here, things that they can chew on, things that give them coverage. We'll be cleaning up a lot of these bricks out here. These are all cores from concrete cutting. We're going to sink in the ground, make some walking paths out here eventually. We just don't have enough of them right now. So now we will move on to the inside. And now for the interior. So as I said, we have the stand on the ground. We have mesh across 3 sides. So 4 feet across here, 4 feet across there, 4 feet across there. This is a solid concrete foundation underneath the full building, which is larger than a 1-car garage, smaller than a 2-car. So we are not as worried about something trying to burrow under here. So we just did these 3 sides. We are going to get more sand to cover this up, just because we don't want to risk anyone getting cut on the edges or any little feet getting stuck. We have a larger waterer, a larger feeder, And then we have their grit box hanging there. It does have holes in the bottom, but we checked to make sure the grit won't fall through, so that is good there. There is their little hatch at the end with the outside locking mechanisms. This was built out of scrap wood from other projects and just a random log that was in the yard, some pallet pieces for a roost, and then there was a scrap piece of the log that was not used for this, so my husband stuck it up there just for fun. The nesting box was made out of a leftover cabinet from the previous owners. It was left in the garage, so we cut off the doors and we put on a little wraparound roost for the chickens to use to get up to the higher areas. We are going to be experimenting trying the litter box technique with putting pine shavings in and see how they like them. We also have some larger chickens that are Brahmas, and I'm afraid that they might not fit in those very well. So we're going to leave this one how it is, put a wall in, and then this will get cut off here, and then we have markings for every 1 foot to make an enclosed 1 foot, slightly larger boxes up top. We will see what the chickens like. If they don't really use the litter box technique, we will get rid of it and just make normal standard wooden boxes. If they do enjoy it, great, we'll have both. So we'll just see whatever the girls prefer. There's a couple things we're going to add. We are going to put in right in this area a swing. And it's going to be a Trek swing because we're fancy like that. We have leftover Treks, so we're going to make a swing there. And then we are going to drill a hole in the wall because there's power in this building, so that on the rare occasions it does get well below freezing in Alabama and we're worried about the chickens, we can have a hole with power access. Oh, that's my son on his... Oh, that scared me. Just suddenly noise out of nowhere. That was my son on his baby monitor, possibly starting to wake up. Good morning, baby. There'll be a hole in the wall. We can run a power cord out. We can run a heat lamp of some kind out here to make sure that the girls stay nice and warm in case there is a severe freeze. Again, doesn't happen very often in Alabama, but we want to be prepared for it just in case. There is a slight breeze right now, and being in here, going down here, I don't feel it. It's very warm and protected down here, so I'm not too worried about them freezing, but just in case, we're going to be prepped. So that's pretty much the only thing that we need to add to it is the swing and the power cord access, and then finish the nesting boxes, and we are done. We'll be moving some of the girls out here later today because they were fighting so loud last night. I could hear them in my son's bedroom when I was putting him to bed. And my bedroom is completely across the house from the garage. And the garage is on the other side of a brick wall because it was added on later after the house was finished. So, yeah, it was a bit of a loud fight. So we're going to go ahead and get the girls moved out here, the bigger ones. The younger girls that are still just a little bit down should be ready to come out here next week. We will deal with reintegrating the flock. I know there's going to be more fighting at that point. They're going to have to reestablish their pecking order. But I would rather them have to reestablish that and have arguments out here where they have more space to get away from each other than stuck in that little brooder box, especially because it's the small girls who aren't completely feathered out yet that are being the jerks, chasing around the big girls and just being bullies, flying ninja kicks, stomping each other in the face, kicking each other when they're sleeping. The little girls are terrorists. So we'll get the big girls out here. They can get some peace. The little girls can keep fighting it out amongst themselves with more space in the brooder box. They'll figure it out once they all get out here. So thank you to my husband, David, for doing an amazing job with this. I am so proud of you. Thank you to my father-in-law, David, for giving us a hand. And thank you to Grandma Dottie, not my grandma, my son's grandma, for helping out and watching our son while we were working on this. It was a lot of help, and we appreciate just everything everyone's done. And David, again, honey, this was amazing. And it's all built with my spinal injury in mind. I have a ruptured disc in L5-S1. I have had surgery on it, but it's been about 16 years since I ruptured it, so surgery and stuff is just time. It is what it is. It's a problem. It's going to be a problem. So this was built with my back injury in mind. Everything is up high. Everything is large. The doors are large so that I can bring in tools to help clean. I can rake the sand to get the poop in one area, scoop it with a shovel. If I need a wheelbarrow or something, there's enough space to bring it in. The boxes are high up for me. I won't have to do a lot of bending. So my husband really made this with me in mind, and I greatly appreciate it. So wish us luck. Hopefully this goes great.